Cool. What? It just came to me, Sarav. It just came.
It just came, yeah? Okay, cool. No, don't worry about it.
I'm just gonna ad-lib all episodes.
Yeah. Do like the Russ ad libs, just like shit time. Bullet. Yes, sir. All right, well, that's an interesting start. But hi, guys, welcome to episode 11 of the Larger Than Life podcast. I'm Sarav.
I'm Rory.
And guys, we're just going to dive straight in. So, Rory, how do we begin each episode?
We begin each episode with our beer of the week.
Woo!
Beer of the week. All right, so today,
What have we got this week, Rory?
we've got an interesting beer. And this really stood out off the shelves.
It really did.
I say this like I bought it. You bought this.
You know what, mate? We did consider this one time. Do you remember?
I think we did,
We
yeah.
did,
But then we ended up going for those fucking raspberry beers. Well, that was a mistake, wasn't it?
This might be too.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
So today we've got Eagle Brewery Waggle Dance Honey Beer. Do you know what? This is the kind of beer that Winnie the Pooh probably drinks.
Trust me.
That's my first thought.
For you, audio listeners, it is a dark brown bottle, one that you'd expect a stout to come in because we've become quite.
This isn't a stout, is it?
No, I don't think so.
This isn't the Stout of Life podcast.
Bro, we've been drinking so many IPAs.
We actually have. We need to mix it up at some point.
Yeah. But it's a dark brown bottle. It's got like an orange label with a hive with some honeycombs. It's a honey beer. It's a honey beer. Yeah.
So the description for the Waggle Dance.
Mm.
I can't take this beer seriously by calling it the Waggle Dance, but the description goes buzz. Right. But fucking hell, these guys are joking. Buzz. You've discovered sweet honey aromas, seductive citrus, and a healthy dose of bitter hops.
Oh.
This perfect blend will make you waggle dance. Fucking hell, this is odd. The description goes, the waggle dance is the movement a bee performs to alert the hive to a source of nectar. Brewed using our own natural mineral water and real honey, this delicious golden ale has tantalizing honeyed aromas tempered by a grassy, lemony nose, all leading to a finely balanced, fresh, delicate flavour of hops with a lingering dry finish. Do you know what, Sarah? I think that's the best description we've ever had on the show.
Let's see if it makes us do the honey dance.
Let's do it. We might have to crack out the honey dance.
The waggle.
The waggle. Cheers, mate, to episode 11.
Cheers. Yo! That's never happened before.
Oh, that must be the waggle dance. Cheers,
Yeah,
mate.
cheers, bro. Episode 11.
Oh. Sorry, what are your first thoughts? He's waggling! Bitch, he's waggling!
Oh my god, bro. If I'm honest, I don't know. Do
do you know what? Like,
it's all right.
you know that little foam sort of came out the top?
Mm.
That was the first thing that hit me. Even that was kind of weird. And then, do you know what? I quite like it.
I don't mind it. Are you getting the honey aromas?
I'm getting the waggle. It's. I think I could drink. I think 2 of these might be almost too much. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. It's quite a heavy. It's quite a full-bodied beer.
I just find it very like a strange combination because it is a bit sweet and it's also a bit bitter as well. You can kind of get the honey. I've got it as a bit of an aftertaste. It's nice. It's not. This wouldn't be on my beer rotation. I don't think if I saw it in a pub, I'd ask for a pint of it.
Yeah.
What
Have you saw Winnie the Pooh?
Hey, Christopher.
You want a waggle dance? Is that a good impression, or is that... I might be going a bit Kermit the Frog there.
That
Christopher Robin.
That's just, bro. You've just ruined Winnie the Pooh for me. Do you want to waggle dance, Christopher Robin?
I bet you Winnie the Pooh cracks the waggle dance day to day.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I don't know, man. That was frightening. I think the waggle dance probably means something different to the context that you're trying to say it in. So if Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh are doing the waggle dance,
Jesus.
I don't know about that. But yeah, bro, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna go for a 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah.
Seriously?
What do you think more?
No way.
Less?
Yeah.
Again, I am a generous reviewer.
Yeah. I'd give it a 5.5.
Okay, so we're going 6.
We're going 6.
Slightly above average.
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, yeah, as I said.
Do you know what? We're giving it points for trying.
Yeah,
Something
yeah, for
different, you
sure.
know?
It is something different. I'm glad we've tried it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll whack it on the leaderboard on the screen now.
Over here.
And then obviously for you audio listeners, if you want to see where our beer ranks in the leaderboard, check it out on our Instagram. We're going to post it. Yeah, so you'll see it on there. But yeah, it's all right. 6. Okay, fine. Average-ish beer. Better than average. I'll give it a better than average.
Slightly above average.
I'm not looking forward to when we move it onto the strong beers. I think that'll be a bit buzz.
We've been for 11 episodes now. We always we go to the shop in Sarav, and we always look and we think, should we just fucking go for the 9%? And Sarah was like, nah, not tonight. But that time will come. Maybe our 15th episode.
Yeah, maybe something like
it
that.
has to be a milestone. We'll just go for
yeah.
some silly percentage bit.
I reckon when we get like 1,000 followers on TikTok.
Yes, I like that.
Or yeah, then maybe we just get a bit
horrendously pissed on the podcast.
Yeah. We can pre-drink before. Yeah, I know there is a 9%er. I don't know. I was thinking about getting Hobgoblin today, and I was like, nah.
What percentage is that?
I don't know. It looks
strong.
It looks strong.
Anything with a goblin on.
Yeah. It looks like it packs a punch.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a beer that they used to have at uni, and we used to. I think I one time got it when we used to get K-ciders.
Was it Carlsberg Special Brew?
It might have been Carlsberg Special Brew. Was that 9%?
I remember one guy at uni, absolute monster. He did a what's the when you mix cider and beer called?
Snake bite. I know who it is.
He did a snake bite of K cider, which I believe is about 9%.
That's about 89%.
And then also 50% Carlsberg Special Brew, which is also 9%. Needless to say, he didn't make it to the club.
Right.
He was dead.
That is disgusting. I know who you're talking about.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, snake bites. What's your opinion on snake bites?
Horrendous. I hate cider. And why would you ruin beer with cider? No, awful.
Yeah, because I think I've only had them like once or twice, and it was when I came with you, and we met with your mate in the UCL. Was it UCL?
Oh yeah, that was it was King's KCL.
KCL's student union.
Yeah,
we got in.
That was weird, wasn't it? It was in like a little crypt or something.
Yeah, it was a cool bar.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
They gave us that was such a fun night.
Yeah.
But then I remember we did snake bites there. Rory's mate, for context, is a rugby lad, so he was just fucking.
Oh, he was loving it. Yaz, if you're listening, he's probably
yeah.
Shout out Yaz.
Shout out Yaz. But yeah, man, they put like some was it like grenadine or some kind of syrup in there as well?
Give a little bit of colour.
Yeah,
so it doesn't look like piss water.
Yeah. But nah, man, I don't know. I'm not really for me.
Not for me.
But I don't know how they somehow supposedly get you spangled. Like, it's two
I think
drinks.
it's directly mixing drinks. It always fucks you up, you know.
I remember the first time I got properly. I remember my first
properly
time.
hooned.
Yeah, properly fucked up. And it was I mixed I got Copperberg, and like I thought, oh yeah, this is nice. It's almost like juice. Let me use it as a mixer.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I mixed Copperberg and vodka.
No.
Yeah.
Now that's risky. You thought the Copperberg was the mixer.
Yeah.
You foolish man.
I was foolish.
How old are you?
I was foolish.
How old are you?
I was of age.
Of age.
I was of an age. I was of an age. But yeah, man, I remember. I'm not gonna expose my age, but yeah, it was mad, man. It was like yak out the cab.
Oh no.
Yeah, yak out the cab. I remember the cab driver told me to put my head in. I was literally out there like
you're fighting on for life.
Yeah,
that's the worst feeling when you're in the back of the cab.
Exactly.
And you're there, your things hanging out. And you're like, and the fucking taxi driver's stopping and starting.
Yeah.
It
was fucking like yeah. Honestly, just horrible. Made it to the party and had to quickly leave after 10 minutes and passed outside the front door.
Oh, no.
For a substantial amount of time.
Really?
But yeah, nah, you know what, mate?
We've all got those stories.
Yeah. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. But anyways, swiftly moving on from my embarrassing drunk stories. Yeah, man. So obviously, there's been a bunch of shit happening this week. So I wanted to talk about some of it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was pretty recent. Do you know about Charles Bronson?
I've heard of Charles Bronson. The prisoner, right?
He's a prisoner, right? So Charles Bronson is basically one of the most notorious UK prisoners.
Okay.
Right. So he's now 70 years old, and he was first jailed when he was 22.
And he's how old, sorry?
He's 70 now. Fuck. So he was first prisoned when he was 22. He's now 70, and he's just been like pretty much spent the majority of those 48 years behind bars. he was actually first arrested and convicted for an armed robbery and for wounding. But yeah, he's had some brief stints outside of prison, but he's basically been in prison for the majority of those 48 years. So yeah, first in prison when he was 22 in 1974. And yeah, he is a nuts guy, man. He's
Really?
crazy. So
I've seen pictures of him and he looks like a nutter.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just know someone is a nutter just from
He's
his face.
Bro,
you know?
he's a nutter. He's a nutter. So when he used to like come out of prison, one of the things he used to get, like he got into, was bare knuckle boxing.
Oh wow.
And bro, he's a wham guy.
Really?
Yeah, he was huge. And he had this like style of like fighting. So there's some videos online that you can find. And it's like when he hits, he kind of like swings his arms like that.
Oh my god.
And he would just be like bang, bang, bang. Yeah. And bare knuckle as well. So obviously he used to get in trouble. What's interesting about him though is he's been in prison for almost 48 years. A lot of that was spent in solitary confinement. He's never killed anyone.
Why has he stayed longer in prison because of the crimes he's committed within prison?
Yes, that's
Okay,
right.
Got ya.
So he has a bit of a violent streak.
Right.
You know, as he likes to say, he loves to rumble. What
Okay.
man doesn't?
He likes giving someone a good smack.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's done a lot of shit in prison. So he's, it's a lot of the time his prison sentences have been extended for violent attacks. He's done violent attacks on prison guards, other prisoners, prison staff. So I think he's had like 11 hostage taking incidents.
Fuck off.
Where he's held people hostage. But like, bro, at the same time, like kind of just like some funny shit. So he kept a librarian hostage.
What?
For like a while. And for his ransom, he wanted an inflatable doll. He wanted an inflatable doll, a helicopter, and a cup of tea.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But bro,
A cup of tea.
a cup of tea.
That is
A cup
brilliant.
of tea. But here's some other cool shit about him. Did you know he's an artist?
No.
He's an artist and he does really, really cool fucking art. So right now, like he said, that he's a born again artist and he just went through a bit of a phase. But he's an artist. He's been making art and it's really, really cool. I'd recommend checking it out. I don't know the name of his pieces, but I've seen them. It's kind of almost like a cartoon animated style. But they're really, really cool.
Oh, cool.
They do look like drawings. I'm not gonna lie.
And they've
to you.
been
They're not
released
like
online.
paintings.
You can see
Bro,
them.
they haven't just been released online. Did you know that, a sale of 200 of his pieces raised more than 30k?
No.
All of his
way.
artwork in total have raised over 100k or
He's
thereabouts.
making the bags even behind
yeah.
bars.
But a lot of that has gone to charity. He's also had a bunch of books released, including one on like prison fitness.
Shit.
Yeah. So this guy is like, yes, he's been in prison, but I actually think there's a huge argument to say he's a very intelligent guy. And he's been doing shit behind bars. Bro, there was a film made about him.
Is it with Tom Hardy?
It's with Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
Have you seen
it's
it?
been on my list of films to watch for ages, and I've just not got around to it.
Yeah. And
you seen it?
Yeah, it's a good
Is it
film.
good?
It's
Is
a
it
good
good?
film. Tom Hardy's fucking wham in that
He's
film.
whamming every film.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
fucking
true
loves
say,
it,
true
doesn't
say.
he? But he's like, but if you look like real life Bronson and then Tom Hardy, like it's a fucking good casting.
Yeah, absolutely,
Really good
absolutely. So I think they got quite close during the filming.
Oh, they met for him to prepare for
They
the role.
certainly spoke.
Interesting.
They certainly spoke. There was
Okay,
an
wow.
interview Tom Hardy speaks about speaking with Charles Bronson and how he
Wow.
got some good advice from Charles Bronson. So I'll let everyone look up that clip if they want to. But yeah, so very interesting. This guy's also been married like twice whilst he's been in prison.
No way.
Yeah.
Who wants to marry someone who's already in prison?
Bro, prisoners get nudes. Prisoners
Fuck
get
off.
nudes.
Really?
Yeah.
But how do they get a phone?
Bro, no, they get like sent like the Polaroid.
Oh,
shit.
old school
Yeah,
nudes. Okay,
yeah.
right.
Fam,
Shit.
women love a criminal.
They love a bad boy.
They love a bad boy.
Bad boy with a
No.
moustache.
Seriously, even TikToker GK Barry.
Yeah.
Do you know who she is? Grace.
Nah.
Is she? So she's got a podcast as well. She's brilliant. But even she said that she likes like prisoners.
Really? What's your type?
Yeah.
Just behind
Bro,
bars,
she
really?
said that. Yeah,
Oh,
she
really?
said that. She's like, people have been in
Wow.
prison and shit. So yeah, man, this guy. I mean, yeah, he's a bit of a player.
Okay.
Behind bars
Got
player.
a fair play to you,
Yeah.
Charles Bronson.
So yeah, man. The reason I wanted to speak about him is because he recently had a meeting, like a parole hearing, where he wanted to be released from jail.
Right.
And yeah, just basically on parole, and it was denied. He wasn't allowed. He's still stuck in jail, and I arguably think he should be released.
Has he been doing that in the last 10, 15 years? Has he done anything horrible and terrible in prison?
This is the last thing I wanted to say, and thank you for bringing me onto this. I nearly left it out. His last violent act, I believe, was in 2014.
Okay.
I just think, I think it's really hard to tell someone to behave themselves in prison.
Yeah, because the prison system breeds violence anyway.
Absolutely.
You can't go. It's very difficult to go through a high security prison, go through life there without having to commit some sort of violent act. Not that I've been to prison.
No.
I love how I say that as if I've been there.
No, bro, exactly. I think frustration and shit like that, and especially for someone who's clearly an intelligent guy, whose talents are being refused from the world. I think it must be really, really difficult to kind of just be in prison and not get frustrated. So, yeah, he's caused a lot of protests as well. But I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like he's never committed a murder outside of prison. The only shit he's done is robbery and bare knuckle boxing. Okay, fine. Obviously, yeah, he deserves to have served a sentence. But I mean, the guy has nearly been in prison for pretty much 48 years.
That's crazy. For not committing a murder, that's a whole lifetime, pretty much.
That's been his argument as well. Insane. He's not a murderer. And I feel like there's people who have done worse who have got less.
Definitely.
No?
Yeah.
There you go. What is murder? That's 25 years to life, right? You can get out in 25 years. Do you mind me?
I don't know if you know, but what act of violence did he commit back in 2014? Was it horrendous? Did he torture someone or something? Because if it was just a little scrap in a prison, then
he held a prison governor in a headlock.
Oh, okay, right. Well, that fucking makes sense then.
Oh, whatever. Come on. What a little headlock, bro. That's such a minor. Come on.
Because it was an official though.
Oh, okay.
That's the one rule. That's the one rule. You don't fight the prison guards. I've not been to prison, but
here we go. I've got a controversial opinion.
Right.
I don't think that it should. I don't think it should be worse to assault a police officer. Why is assaulting a police officer? Let me rephrase and ask you this question: why is assaulting a police officer worse than assaulting a random person? Because by law, it's a thing. It's you're being arrested for assaulting a police officer. Why is that worse?
It's a good question. It's not necessarily worse, but it's worse in the eyes of the law because you're literally attacking the law itself.
Oh, the police are not the law. The police are not the law. The police enforce the law.
They're law enforcement. Yeah.
They're law enforcement. They're not the law. They're not the law. And they are ultimately civil servants, right?
I'll tell you why. It's because it's an act against. I got up to a police officer and whack her over the head with a cricket bat.
Yeah.
I don't know why I chose cricket bat.
Trust.
I'm going for it.
All right.
That is not only is that an attack against an individual, but that's an attack against basically a representative of the Met Police.
So
you're attacking a wider body of people who are enforcing the law. Whereas if I attack you and hit you over the head with a cricket bat, you're just one individual. So that's probably their reasoning for attacking police officers. But I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense. But I'm just trying to say it from their point of view.
Yeah, I know, maybe. And look, I just ultimately don't necessarily agree, and that's my point about Charles Bronson. Yeah. Just because he put a prison governor in a headlock. Dude, look, there's no context. They might have just been having a little
I was just rubbing his head.
Yeah, exactly. There's no context. They might have been just having a little, friendly
What's
scrap.
it called when you put your knuckles on someone's head? Knuckle
sandwich. A noogie. Yeah. Bro, he might have just been trying to give the prison guard, come on, give this guy a break. He's 70 years old. Yeah. Look.
Also, I think if the fact he's 70 years old now, he's not still boxing, is it? He can't be, right? Maybe 70.
I don't know. This guy's a bit of a fucking nutter.
He's probably a fucking unit still, isn't he? He's got that grandpa strength. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean about grandpa strength, right? You just see it on people.
What's that film? It's I think I watched it on a plane years ago. Bad Grandpa, and it's
oh, that's brilliant.
With
I love that.
Zac Efron and Robert De Niro.
And also, oh yeah, that one. So I thought you meant another one. Yeah, no,
No,
yeah,
no,
with
not
Zac
the-
Efron.
No, not the Jackass.
I was
one.
thinking of the Jackass one.
And
yeah,
I think the one I'm thinking of is
yeah,
different.
He's
It's
got
called something
grandpa
different.
strength.
Yeah, he's fucking
He's
ripped.
jacked, dude.
Yeah.
They're just pumping the testosterone at that
Yeah,
point, just
yeah.
manually doing it. Like,
But nah, bro, I don't know, man. I just feel like he should be given a break. I don't think age should define whether you're allowed to leave, because if you have committed like something like murder or, you know, worse, then I think you should, obviously, no matter how old you are, you should stay in prison. I think you should be able to leave just because of your age and to be like more comfortable. But I think that Charles Bronson clearly committed the crimes against prison officers to antagonize the force that's been and the
keeping
law
him
which
there.
has
It's
been
probably out of
keeping him
frustration.
there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, he spent the majority of his life in prison. That place is his fucking home.
Home, yeah.
He runs that shit, man. I would love to visit him. I can't lie. I'd love to meet him.
Get him on the pod.
Yeah. I would love to. No.
I reckon he'd love the
scared.
waggle dance.
I'm not sharing a fucking bench with him though. I'm coming to sit next to you. Yeah.
We sit like this.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah, I'll need to train a little bit more before.
Yeah.
You know, just do some bangs and push-ups before he comes in. Just
Like,
like,
there'd be no hope for me.
Nah, but no. I what do you think?
I think,
Based on what I've said.
ultimately, I think at the age of 70, I don't think you're going to be that much of a threat to society. Like, he's paid his dues. He's not, as you said, he's not murdered anyone. I think let him out at this point.
Yeah.
And if in the last 10 years, or not, it's 9 years ago, if the biggest crime you've committed is giving someone a glorified noogie, right? Then that's not enough to keep him detained for almost 50 years.
No, I agree with you, man. I really don't think
So yeah, I feel quite bad for him. I think, yeah, let him out.
let him out.
And also the thing is, like, you've already robbed him of his life, right? Like, when he gets out, he's got 15 years left?
Yeah.
Maybe 10. Right, you've already taken his whole life away from him. So yeah, let him out. Let him live the last couple of decades of his life.
Yeah. Just let him leave. Let him get sucked off. Like, because I know that he's got a line of women.
Line of people.
Yeah. Ready to.
His Tinder's gonna pop.
His Tinder's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
His Tinder's gonna pop off. But yeah, man. I don't know. I just really think that he should be released. I think one of the arguments that I believe someone made, was it the judge or something, is that he wouldn't know or be able to function in this society because he's been behind bars for so long.
So 50 years ago, how long ago is 50 years ago now? That was that's what, 80s?
Bro, he got locked up in 1974. Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, a lot's changed.
But imagine just walking out on the street, like, that would fuck you up. I
Yeah.
think. That's like Captain America shit, dude. Like being woken up from ice. Like,
Yeah. But I don't think that you should be locked up for your own protection.
oh no, I'm not saying
Yeah,
that. No,
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying it'd be pretty shit for him when he does eventually
No,
get
for
released.
sure. But
I hope he
reckon-
doesn't die in prison. That would be really sad, actually. I hope he does
Trust
get a few years of securing the baddies. Really.
That- That's what I'm saying. Ultimately, I think if he were to be released, what's realistically going to happen is he'll obviously be famous. He already is famous.
Bro,
probably-
documentary, book deals,
Everything.
reality show.
Yeah.
You know,
He's going to have money.
I Am Bronson. How I adapted to the modern world. You can see
Exactly.
it at Channel 4.
Bro,
Boom.
I would watch it.
I'd watch that.
I'd
shit.
watch it. We'd probably talk about that on the pod.
100%.
Yeah. So I think, like, realistically, what's he got coming to him? He's got money, fame, and he's got women. Right?
Bitches. Sorry. It's so derogatory on this episode.
He's got, yeah. That's basically what he's got. Realistically, he'll do all the stuff to get his money.
Yeah.
He's going to fuck off somewhere, like Spain, wherever he's allowed to go with this prison sentence.
Yeah.
I think a lot of countries probably
I
won't
can
take
see him in Spain.
Yeah.
He's got like a good moustache. You know?
Yeah,
Does he still have the moustache?
He's still
by
got
the
the
way?
moustache.
I love
Yeah. He wears the sunglasses.
I can see
as
him
well.
sipping a Cerveza. Cerveza in Barcelona.
No, but I can see him, just basically living out his days on the beach, like lifting weights, just like,
Yeah.
like sick hanging out of one
Oh,
belt.
massive.
It's like
yeah.
pumping cold.
Pumping
Do you know what I
iron.
mean?
Yeah.
It's like sunglasses and his moustache.
Yeah.
Just out here by this point. Just fucking. Do you know what I mean?
Just.
Yeah.
I want a smack.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly, man. Let him get into a few bar fights. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's done nothing wrong. I just really think it's so unnecessary to keep him in jail for this long. But yeah,
Completely agree.
Cool, man. The other thing that's been a bit nuts
Go on.
that happened is, did you hear about KSI?
Oh, fucking yeah, I heard about this.
Bro. So, I only saw a clip because I don't really watch too much of the Sidemen.
Nah, neither.
But I believe they were doing some kind of countdown game. It was the Sidemen, and then they got Chunks and Philly on as well.
Yeah.
And they had a bunch of words on the screen, and they were like, what's the longest word you can make from this, yeah? And
Was that their question, the longest word?
yeah, like, what words can you make from this?
Yeah.
And KSI was like, like, you know, that there was some letters on there which spelled out a derogatory term towards South Asians.
Right.
And KSI was like, like, I don't mean this in an offensive way. We just need to get the points. And dropped the P word, which is, you know, an offensive term aimed at those from South Asian heritage.
Yeah.
And he said it, and it was bleeped out. And Philly was gonna say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Chunks was like, "No, you can't say that." And he's like, "But why? Like, it's just
That's
the
clever.
start of a country." Chunks like,
Jeez.
"Nah." And then KSI fucking said it. And yeah, crazy. What's your thoughts?
Okay, so when I read the headlines, I was like, "Well, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You just don't say that word whatsoever."
Tread lightly here, Rory.
What does I'm not defending this at all. I mean, the context. So my shift went from, okay, KSI said this word. He's a fucking bad. It's a really awful move. What a bad person. And then when I saw the context of it, I was like, you're a bit of a fucking idiot. And I don't think he should be like forgiven for it. But I think,
okay,
if you're being recorded, and and that footage is going to be showed across the internet to their millions of subscribers, right? Some of which are going to be from Pakistani origin, right? Why would you? Why
it's not
would
just
you
aimed at Pakistanis, man.
Oh yeah, any one of Southeast Asian. Yeah, exactly. It's like, why would you say that? What is the?
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I also like, why would you include that in the edit?
Completely.
They laughed it off, right? They sort of, and in the context of it, you know, no one there was offended. They all laughed it off. It was all played for a bit of a joke. It wasn't like an all sort of moment. But surely you have the fucking foresight to watch that footage back and think, oh, actually, that's going to upset a lot of people. Offend a lot of people, and that's KSI is going to get cancelled. Like, donut, bro.
I completely agree. I think like the editors and everyone else who's at that shoot, is a fucking moron.
Complete moron.
For allowing that to even show on the internet. And for it to not, like, I don't know if it's been removed since. But
I think it has now,
yeah. Because the Beta Squad, was it the Beta Squad? Not the Beta
What's Beta
Beta Squad? That's like Chunks' gang. So like Chunks, Nico,
that lot.
AJ, Sharky, and Kenny. So all of them. Anyway, sorry, I've missed this. I don't know who I'm apologising to. The 11 viewers. So, yeah. So they had a similar sort of thing where, okay, not similar, but Sharky said something that was potentially a little bit offensive in the shop, and then
what did he say? Do you want me asking?
I'll show you later because like I'm not gonna like repeat it. But it was like right. They basically said something to like a Sikh man in a corner shop.
Okay, similar kind of offence.
Yeah, I get like I don't know, like but it got and they cut that bit out. But like, come on, like the Sidemen have earned so much money. They've got so many subscribers. How do you not have someone in your team with fucking foresight? This is what I don't understand. How did no one see that?
The Sidemen they're a business.
Yeah.
They're a business.
They're a legitimate
and it's not
business.
just the Sidemen who are the members of this business. They have whole teams. But they probably have a PR team.
Yeah.
that vet content. Like, how the fuck do they not see this beforehand?
This is what I'm saying.
It's crazy to
I
me.
completely
It's
agree.
crazy, and the fact that it was played for laughs just like winds me up, dude.
Yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
just
I just think like,
morons.
come on, like, just where's the sense in any of you? KSI obviously shouldn't have fucking said that, but to allow that to come up online is ridiculous. Like, it's so fucking stupid how someone, in fact, multiple people would have said, dozens of people, in fact, probably saw that and thought, yeah, it's fine, just put it up. Like, we'll just bleep it out and that'll be the end of it. So fucking stupid. Yeah, man, I don't know. It was stupid from everyone round. It's stupid of KSI to have said it, because I don't think he said it in an offensive way. And, you know, I do genuinely believe that I don't think he meant any offense.
The
by
intent
it.
wasn't harmful.
Not at all.
It was he was just fucking, he's just
yeah,
a fucking idiot.
he's fucking stupid for saying it. I think everyone else is stupid for just, like, all of the other sidemen are just stupid for, like, laughing it off and being like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't believe you said that, ha ha ha, and not just shutting it down there and then. And it's even more stupid to just allow that shit to go online. Like, their fan base is fucking kids.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Completely,
Their fan
dude.
base is children who are impressionable and who, you know, yeah, it's just stupid. And to cause that much offense, KSI is such a big figure. I mean, he's probably not an A-lister globally, but in the UK, I would say he's a fucking A-list celebrity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean?
He's
So-
got a documentary out about
Yeah,
him on
yeah,
Amazon
yeah.
Prime. Like,
It's
he's
just so stupid,
Yeah.
so stupid. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
completely agree. KSI, you're a donut.
Do better, man. And Sidemen team and all of your staff, fucking do better. You all fucked up big time. And so I don't think blame is just on KSI. But here's my next question to you, Rory. Do you think that KSI is going to be cancelled from this?
No,
Yeah, neither.
I'll tell you why. Because he has done similar things in the past. He made a comment. Can't remember the specific quote, but he made a comment about the trans community maybe back in 2019. Apologized, did the same spiel he's done just more recently. Back in his younger days, he did the whole, like, you know, when he did like the whole rape face thing.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that? Like
yeah,
that's like pretty insensitive. Like that, you would never do that now.
What was the Rafi made? It was like, bitch, I'm husky. Yeah, you don't want to mess with me. If you do, you're gonna be my next anal recipe.
Yeah, like
So like, fuck.
so I think KSI, he has a history of saying problematic things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's been forgiven before. He'll be forgiven again, and ultimately, I think it comes down to intent. He didn't mean it harmfully. It's not like he went to someone and called them that in front of their face.
No.
But I think the conclusion of all this is that he's a bit of a moron. Really, and he needs to
Absolutely.
think before he speaks. If you're if you have that many people watching you,
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. But yeah, I completely agree. I don't think he's going to be cancelled for this. I think he's
yeah,
actually too big to get cancelled from something like this.
No,
I
definitely.
really, really do. He's got, I don't know, too much of a presence, and he's too big. There's lots of celebrities we know who haven't been. What's the only thing that could cancel celebrities? I reckon if
you committed a crime, like I think loads of stuff cancels
Do you
celebrities.
think?
Yeah, like
okay, so
I think even allegations of like sexual assault,
yeah,
or like anything to do with children, you're done.
sexual assault.
If you come out, if you do a Kanye and you just say I like Hitler, that's a pretty quick way to get cancelled.
Yeah.
There's loads of ways. Yeah.
I don't necessarily
or
think.
the alternative, just be a nice person.
Yeah,
you won't
true.
get cancelled.
I don't think all cases of sexual assault would get a celebrity cancelled.
Really.
Aren't there loads of celebrities who've had like allegations of sexual assault and sexual assault? Like Aziz Ansari.
Yeah, he's
for
still about.
example.
He's still about.
He's
yeah,
still about.
yeah,
Who
that's true.
else? Rob Lowe. Didn't he?
Did he?
Rob Lowe, I'm pretty sure
didn't know that.
he statutory raped someone.
Allegations.
No, I think it was confirmed. But it's
Fucking hell.
statutory.
Okay, right.
Well, that makes it
Oh, right. Yeah.
better. But
Got yeah.
yeah. What else? Mate, there's loads of fucking cases of celebrities doing all kinds of fucked up shit. I think the one thing you can't come back from is like the Jeffrey Epstein shit. Like that would cancel.
Oh yeah, that's big. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's don't do that.
But like OJ Simpson, I mean, was he cancelled at the time?
Just, I guess he sort of was, wasn't he? Yeah. Probably the original cancelled, wasn't he? Yeah.
Cancel culture, did that like? I feel like that's only a thing now.
I think the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you reckon like since it was like Me Too was the sort of birth of cancel culture? I think.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Because okay, look, for example, Michael Jackson openly used to say he used to share a bed with kids, and he did not get cancelled.
He kind of was.
How was he cancelled?
Actually, no, I don't think he was. 'cause
No
people
way
still
he
loved
is
his music.
cancelled. Bro, do you not remember, for example, the UK tour?
He was
It
gonna do the
sold
UK
out.
tour. Yeah, that was just before he died, wasn't it?
Yeah,
This,
yeah.
This Is It tour. Yeah, I remember that shit.
He didn't get cancelled.
No, he was thriving actually.
What did he used to say? He was like, I love kids.
But not in that way. Jesus. Oh my god. Speaking of celebrities,
Yeah.
Sarav.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're gonna love this segment. Speaking
Yeah.
of celebrities,
Yeah.
a Disney Plus documentary came out. I think beginning of March. Finding Michael.
Finding Michael by Spencer Matthews.
By Spencer Matthews, and this is about Spencer Matthews. His older brother was the youngest Brit to climb Mount Everest, and he died, I believe, at the age of 23.
At 22.
22.
1997.
And he died. He reached the summit, and then he died shortly after.
On the way down.
And this documentary follows Spencer Matthews, Made in Chelsea star, reality star, and it's him following, trying to find the body of Michael.
Spoiler alert. Just for anyone listening.
Oh
there's
yeah,
going to be spoilers.
Yeah, and you know we both watched this recently, and I've got some thoughts. We haven't discussed this yet. Sarav, yes, spoiler warning for the listeners, but Sarav, what did you think of the doc? I'm really intrigued to hear your thoughts because I've got strong opinions on it.
Okay. I thought it lacked taste.
Really?
I really did. I actually
Really?
thought it was so distasteful. Yeah. Okay. So let me walk you through everything that I've
Go
kind
on.
of thought about. Okay. So firstly, right. I didn't think it was filmed very well for a documentary at all.
You don't think it was filmed well? Like
No.
the shots of
I think the
Everest.
shots were beautiful.
Yeah,
The drone footage, incredible.
yeah,
And you know, you realize kind of the beauty of like Everest and all of that, yeah. So that was all great. I think visually I really enjoyed it in terms of watching it and seeing Everest and stuff. It definitely made me want to climb Everest.
I'll back it with you.
Yeah, would you back it?
I'd back it.
Bro, I can't lie, it made me want to climb Everest. I
Yeah.
think so he said that the stat is I think 7 people on average die per year trying to
That's crazy.
descend. Something about the risk for me is exciting, and I think it's something I'd love to do. I think only like 11 or 12,000 people have ever done it.
It'd be like the best.
Is that right?
You know when you're like you're
gonna
at
look it up while you
an
talk.
annoying corporate meeting, and it's like, and you just started a new job or a new position, and
Mm.
they're like, say one fun fact about yourself, bro. If you've climbed Everest, you're laughing. Do you know what I mean? You're sorted.
Yeah.
But I think you say like 7 people die a year, but you know there's like queues going up to the peak of Everest.
Yeah.
Have you seen those images where like it's so common now? But the only thing that would put me off is it's so fucking expensive to climb Everest. I think it's like 50 grand.
Well, yeah, man.
Unless you obviously if you raise it, you're fine. But like it's a lot of money to raise.
Yeah, and it's very taxing as well. I believe it takes like 40 days or something crazy.
Wow.
Because I'd
40
want to
days.
walk. I'd want to do the walk to base camp because that helps you acclimatize. And
Yeah.
that takes 8 days.
What, and then what would you do when you're at base camp? Just like
And then I'd go.
And then
I'd climb
do
it.
the rest.
Well, yeah, I'd climb it. So yeah, only 6,333 people climbed Everest as of January 2023. There's a limited window for when you can do it. But yeah, man, I'd absolutely love to do it. But anyways, so my thoughts. I thought it lacked taste. I thought it was very beautifully filmed in terms of the shots.
Yeah, yeah.
But
yeah,
I think
agree.
it was like all over the place. In terms of like, they just try to dramatize the story so much. Spencer's like whole thing of like wanting to do it felt a bit artificial and insincere. It didn't really feel like real. The way in which he was like talking to his wife, like he just had a newborn son and then he went off to do this.
Weird.
And like even though he was talking about it to his wife started crying. He's just like straight face, like it's okay, like yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Go on.
The biggest takeaway I've got from this is Spencer Matthews does not come across well
No,
in
not
this
at all.
in this documentary setting with this subject matter. He does not come across.
He doesn't
well.
come across well.
Dude, like it was, for example, at the very end, they spoiler alert, they find the body of another Nepalese person and they deliver them to the family. This woman's bawling her eyes out, and he's like, I'm very sorry for your loss. Just like blank face, just like no empathy in his voice. And there's just something so, and maybe it's just Spencer Matthews, but there's something so cold and expressionless about the way he speaks. And this is the biggest thing that just really felt off about the whole documentary. The first thing, you've advertised it wrong, right? It's not Spencer Matthews climbing Everest to find his brother.
Thank you.
It's a rich white person from Chelsea, right, going to base camp and then basically paying all these Sherpas to go off and on this perilous mission to go and find his brother for them. And then there are these scenes, right, where you've got fucking Spencer on the radio and he's getting all stroppy with the fucking Sherpas, being like, "Oh, what, you haven't found it?" Like, the way he spoke to them, I was like, dude, they're risking their lives to find your brother, and you're speaking to them in that way. And like, it was just really bizarre. And he did not come across empathetic whatsoever.
Not at all. And thank you so much. I'm so glad you clocked that, because I completely agree, bro. I was like, what? He's not even going to fucking climb.
The trailer lied.
It lied.
Everything I heard about this documentary completely lied.
Even the build-up. Like, he went and spoke to Bear Grylls, and Bear Grylls was like, "Don't die, mate." And he's just like, "All right, fine, so I'll stay at base camp."
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I get it. If you don't want to climb Everest, it's not for everyone. You can risk using your life, and you need to be trained. You have to be a trained mountaineer. You can't just go do it. But don't sell it like he's going to climb it. It should have been said from the get-go, I would be going to base camp and I'll be looking to get a team to go. Completely agree. He was getting stroppy and frustrated because the signal wasn't working. And it looked like he was getting pissed off at the Sherpas because it wasn't working, rather than just being pissed off at the situation. As Rory said, they couldn't find his brother. Obviously not, right? When you see the drone footage, you realise how fucking hard it is. And number two, there's so many fucking dead bodies all along.
So many.
So they found like loads of dead bodies, but it wasn't his brother, and that's actually quite like mad to see. Very, very sad as well. But also, they couldn't find his brother. All right, it was a pretty tough mission anyway. So then, after not being able to find the brother, they got on 2 attempts to look for him. They then say, "Oh, actually, why don't we maybe save another? Like, not save, go recover a body of another person." Yeah, that was to save the documentary.
I completely agree with
that
you,
wasn't
Sarav.
sincere
That
at
was
all.
Tacked on as fuck.
Yeah.
It's not like, I think they were in panic mode by that point. And they were
100%.
like, shit, we can't end this by me just not finding someone.
Yeah.
And they probably looked at the footage they had and they were like, well, this is fucked. We're trying to search for this body. We're leaving all these other bodies behind. And I think they were like, okay, fuck, let's get...
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. There was no intention of doing that. That should have been the thing that they said right at the beginning. Like, oh, you know what? There's going to be a lot of other dead bodies. If we can't find him, let's bring back another body. Let's recover another body, for another family. Let's find one, yeah? That was like a last minute decision. And like...
Even the way that Spencer was talking about it. I'm so glad you... Like, I don't know if you're thinking of it. I'm thinking, but it was like, so obviously we're still going to keep finding my brother, Michael, but... maybe last resort, plan B, we might find someone else. The way he did, like, he sold it was just...
Oh my God, I was literally thinking of that. The way he's just like, the main priority is still to look for my brother. Exactly. Last resort or plan B.
It was just a way, like, these are actual people, and these are bodies you're talking about, and I just...
Mate, you've been on reality TV too long. You need fucking media training or something.
It was odd.
You came across terribly.
Yeah.
It was mad. And yeah, even as I said, I didn't think the documentary was filmed very well, because after seeing Bear Grylls, he goes, right, so I realised I needed to assemble like a team of just like, the best team, because this is going to be one of the highest search and recover missions ever, yeah? And then it just profiles one guy, this Nimal Purja, who's just like expert climber. He did like the 14 highest peaks in like 8 months. They're like expert team, cut to this guy, Nimal Purja, and that was it. That was them cutting to the team. They showed one person, ignoring all the other people who went up. They didn't profile any of their names, any of the people who helped, put them in the credits. Why? Because Nimal Purja is a famous mountaineer, and it's just more creds and promo for the fucking documentary. It's like, just everything about it was just like odd. Fucking money. Do
you know what would have made the documentary more interesting? I wish it had explored the murky scenario and relationship of a rich white man paying these Sherpas to go on this dangerous mission and risk their lives, while that rich white man probably gets paid pretty handsomely by Disney for this whole thing, right? I wish it would have explored that relation. Like, it was weird. Like, was this about Spencer or was this about the team going out there? It was the most bizarre documentary ever. And like, were any of the profits of the sale of this documentary, were any of them given to the Sherpas?
Or given to
I hope so.
Or given to the families.
Or given to the families? Because
lost-
ultimately, like, without them, you don't have this documentary.
Trust me.
Um,
Oh my god. Sorry, that's another thing. He asked the family, "Oh, have you ever tried to recover the body of, like, your brother, your son?" Because it was a brother, And they're like, "No, we're poor. Like, we don't have any money." It's like, okay, Spencer, you're fucking minted or whatever, making so much money. How about you do something like, I don't know, as you said, donate money to the family, or like help, I don't know, just shit like that. It was just so insincere.
yeah.
I was not bought into any of the emotion of Spencer whatsoever.
I think Spencer, my conclusion from the documentary is that Spencer Matthews has the emotional intelligence of a fucking potato.
Oh,
Because,
massively.
like, genuinely, like, it was a bizarre watching experience.
Yeah,
Super
absolutely. And now he's going on the radio and like dropping all these fucking stats and this, that, and the other, and saying, "Oh, it was like, this whole journey." No, it wasn't, mate. It was for money. Let's be honest. That's what it was. You didn't do a journey. You walked 8 days to base camp and you stayed there in a nice fucking tent. And there were scenes cut of you sat at base camp, right? There would be a shot of these Sherpas flying drones looking for your brother, and then it cuts to a shot of you sat in a tent eating with a fork and knife on a fucking plate.
Christ.
Are you being serious?
It's bizarre.
What the fuck is that about? I was literally thinking to myself, this is just showing your privileged life.
Yeah. And you know what? I think, I know that Everest is such a hard task. And I know you don't just climb Mount Everest, right? But like, at least train like a couple of years to climb Mount Everest. At least give it a go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give it a go. Look for your brother. And that would have been a really interesting part of the documentary, watching him train to be able to climb Mount Everest.
Massively.
And then you have the final act of him attempting to look for his brother. And whether he finds it or not, at least it's like, okay, we've seen this journey of this guy trying to find his brother. It was
Bro, I completely agree. The reason, look, I said this before when I saw the trailer, and I'm going to say it again. He did this for money. And the reason
you don't think
that...
you don't think it was to do with his brother?
Like, it was.
Yeah.
A bit. I think the motivation behind it was money. And I'll tell you the reason why. As I said at the beginning, his newborn son, had just been born, right? And he's then left. And he said in the documentary, like, there's a limited window by which you can go to Everest, which is, factually correct, I believe. I think it's around like May time. Limited window, and he says, "Oh, if I don't go now, then it'll have to be next year. So make it next year." Like, what?
And actually climb it.
Yeah, exactly. So make it next year. Your son has just been born. Why are you doing this now? What is the actual need? To clarify, the reason he went to go do this is because his family got sent a photo of a body on Everest that was wearing the same coloured coat or protective layer, that his brother was wearing. He didn't just receive it and feel the urge to go. He received that photo, and his family received that photo in 2017.
Wow.
2017. He had 5 years to make up his decision, and now he decides to make this documentary, and he's like, "Oh yeah, my son's just been born, but just gotta do it." No, you fucking don't. Like, wait till next year, because it's been your brother, sadly passed away in 1997, right? So we're already talking how many years? Over 20 years? Is one more year going to make it that much harder?
Michael's not going anywhere.
Yeah, is that going to make it much? See what I'm saying? The whole thing is just so fucking insincere. It's all so insincere. It's just fucking pissed me off. But bro, anyway, let's swiftly move on. Now look, we've got to end on a light-hearted one.
Go on.
And I know you had a question for me, but I told you I'm bursting at the seams to ask you this question.
Okay, hit me. Sorry.
Okay, so someone...
Is it a would you rather?
It's not a would you rather.
Okay, well, you're mixing up.
Yeah, I'm mixing it up. Someone asked me this question, and it was brilliant.
Right.
Okay. So I'm gonna set the scene, and it's gonna get pretty dark.
Dark.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Okay. So imagine you get a call, and on the other side of the phone, there's a mysterious voice, and it's someone who says to you, "Rory, I've got your mum tied up on a chair, hands tied behind her back. She's bound fully. She's not moving. She's not going anywhere. Get here as fast as you can, or that's it." So you get a call on the phone. Your mum is being held hostage,
Right.
and you have to get to the location as fast as you can
Yeah, I get that.
in order to save her. Yeah?
Yeah, I get it as fast as I could.
Text you the address.
Right.
You're in your house. You need to drive there.
I can drive.
Are you plugging your phone into the aux?
I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. Am I plugging into the aux? Oh my fucking hell. What song would you play? Bro, that's probably the best question I've heard in a very long time.
Are you plugging into the aux? I'm not gonna lie, yeah. So
I
obviously,
can't. Okay, can I put my hands up and say something? You might think I'm a terrible person. I cannot drive without
No,
this.
no, no,
I cannot drive.
bro, you're not. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe you're plugging into the aux.
No, but like,
You're in a rush. Are you really gonna sit in your phone? Or sit on this car seat and just like unlock your phone, and then Face ID doesn't work because you're sweating and like you're crying
what
and
I'd
you're
play?
fucking entering the password and opening Spotify. Then you're like, oh,
do you know what I'd play?
do you know what?
Fast and Furious
No.
soundtrack. Tokyo
Tokyo
Drift.
Drift.
And then you know you're getting there on time.
Okay, fine. I reckon.
No, the thing is, I think if I was being truthful, I think you'd want to. As much as I hate driving without the aux, I think you'd probably want to just like listen to your maps, right? Like the map audio.
I just think like you're not thinking about it. You're just like you're not wasting valuable.
Here's
seconds.
what I will say.
Okay.
Closing thoughts.
Go on.
Right. If I just go in, you know, like sometimes your phone automatically connects to your car.
Yeah.
I'm on the way to save my mum.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And let's say banger comes on, right? Automatically. And I've not lost any seconds. I'm not turning it down. That's all I'll say.
Okay, fine. if the situation was different, and you had to play a song, like the driver.
What would be your song?
Yeah, the driver's like, and you better pull up with a banger. Yeah, like with a banger blasting. Yeah, like, that's a condition. Like you better pull up with a banger. Like get it quick, but pull up with a banger.
What's my banger?
What are you playing? Your banger doesn't. You don't have to cater for the audience. Like you don't know what their music taste is.
Do you know what it is?
Go on.
50 Cent.
Mm.
I'll whip your head, boy. I don't know if you know that song.
I don't
It's
know
a
that song.
banger. It's
Okay,
a
fine.
banger. Cue it in now. Edit it in later.
It's too advanced for me, mate. Okay, fine. I am gonna go for.
What's your song?
I would go for. I'd go for intro DMX.
Intro.
It's called intro.
I've not heard that.
Oh,
DMX.
yeah. Bro,
I think a DMX is a good artist to go for, actually.
that is a banger. There's like bells ringing, and he's just like at the beginning. He's just like growling, just like, "Rrr." And then it just starts, and you're just like ready for fucking war when that song comes
Oh,
on.
really?
Banger,
I like
banger.
that. I'm gonna listen to it when I get back.
Yeah. And I listen to I'll whip your head, boy.
I'll whip your head, boy. You know I will. I'll whip your head, boy. With the back of the steel. Right, it's the best song.
I'll free it. But yeah, guys, that has been episode 11 of the Longer Than Life podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, you can find us on all digital platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you want.
You can find us on social media as well, on TikTok, on Instagram at largerthanlife_LTL, Llama Tango Llama. If you want to watch short form content of us. Anyway, guys, it's been great, and we'll see you next time on Larger Than Life.
Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers.
Blood and diamonds, go on.